Good afternoon, everyone. I want to share with you my view right now. I've been doing a lot of research on nature. I think if you follow me, you know that I've been really diving into the nature thing. Vitamin N, as I like to call it. I've been reading a lot of books and a lot of studies and research about why nature is so incredibly important for our health. Came across a couple really wicked people in the States who are doing some insane research and are certifying forest therapists, which is my next thing. Shinrin-yoku is forest bathing in Japan, and I'm really starting to really dive deep and understand that there's really, from what I can tell, two methods or ways of thinking of nature in terms of the spiritual side of things and the wellness side of things. One is the Japanese way and the other is the Native American way. So with sweat lodges and foraging and that kind of thing is more of the Native American way of encapsulating the forest and really using it as a source of wellness. And the Japanese way is called Shinrin-yoku, which is forest bathing. And they've been using this in a ton of ways, different ways, through hundreds of years. So I wanted to share this with you today. What I wanted to talk about, I'll let you see me. Hi everyone, happy Monday. What I wanted to chat with you guys about today is something pretty simple, but it can really be a huge shift of mindset and can really make the difference between a fantastic life or a not really great life. Sorry, hold on. Give me a second here. Headphones got caught. There we go. I'm back. Yeah, so the difference between a fantastic life, or at least your perception of how your life is going, versus one that always feels like the chips are down, always feels like things are just stacked up against you. So what I wanted to share with you is one of our behavioral tenets. So how we run things at Epic is we moved away from core values as a way to really bring our people together. And that's just this year. We've really updated how we hire, what the culture is at our gym. We've always had really good culture, but we wanted to take it a step further. And so one of the behavioral tenets that we have now is we have 4 of them, and one of them I want to speak about today, which is I vibe high. And you can take that any way you want, but what it means for us is that our overall vibration is elevated. We are trying and we exude this energy of a high vibration. So an example of that would be, if I'm dealing with anything in my personal life and it's bringing me down, that I just make a commitment to finding the best possible vibration within that challenge. So let's say there's some stuff going on with my family and maybe it's got me down and I'm feeling really low. I can make a choice to impact and bring that out to others. So to take my stuff and just make other people feel my low vibration, which has nothing to do with them and they can't do anything about it. And in fact, I likely can't do anything about it except change my perspective or change the way I'm thinking about it. So how do I impact the people around us? And as personal trainers especially, or anyone in customer service, as I keep telling you guys about, if you're someone who is in service of others, how our vibration impacts the world times a million, especially if you work in an environment where it's all about people. If you work in social justice, if you work as a social worker, if you work arguably in any space, right? But if you have open concept workplaces, if you're in a startup, like what your energy is and what you bring to the table, especially if you work one-on-one with clients, don't think that just because you're going through something that no one's going to feel it. Or if you put it in the back of your mind and you just show up and don't talk about it, doesn't mean that your vibration is neutral or elevated just because you're not saying anything. You have to actually really change your vibration. So that body language accounts for a lot of the communication that we have as humans. It's not really our words. So, and we know this to be true, but it's another thing to truly practice it. So one of the things we really look for and the things that we really try to embody, and when I say try, it's that not everyone's going to be perfect, right? But I think when we exude this as a company and really exude that this is what we're going to be about, we change the dynamic and the experience for everyone. And so vibing high can mean leaving your personal life at the door, in the sense that changing your perspective on it, or changing the way you're thinking about it, or getting support and not denying it. A lot of times we deny how we feel, we stifle those emotions. How many times have you asked someone close to you, like, what's wrong? And they say nothing. And it's like, well, I know something's wrong, like, let's talk about it or whatever. Maybe you're not ready to talk about it, and maybe it's not appropriate to talk about it, but you need to seek out some sort of source, some sort of support, even if it's just time by yourself. It's your responsibility. We have to own our vibration, the energy that we bring to others in the world. So vibing high is also being able to elevate the energy of the people around us, because if we're in service to others, they're probably going to come in with some stuff, right? They're going to come in with some problems. They're going to come in in hopes that we can help them. And really what we're trying to help them with is we're trying to elevate their vibration. We're trying to help the way that they see the world, get them out of some depression or some anxiety, help them to see the positivity and the worth of themselves, to really let them see the best in people. We get really hardwired to be critical and see the worst in everyone, which means we see the worst in ourselves. And everything's always wrong. Something's always wrong. And this idea that as soon as X happens, I'm going to feel better is always a cheat. It's not actually true. We know that there's going to be something else to focus our negativity on. So until we really fix it in the now, we'll never have a hope of being able to have a higher vibration or an elevated vibration throughout our lives, because there's always going to be something to focus on in a negative way. Vibing high, what that really means is also opening ourselves up to other possibilities. So I had a conversation with a client this morning, and I asked him, what do you think, if you can identify something, what do you think is blocking you from being the highest expression of who you are? And in my mind, that is the ultimate wellness. The fullest expression of me would be strong and kind and thoughtful and directive and helping, high energy, well balanced, to have healthy energetic boundaries with the people in my life as well as myself, to be clear and focused on what matters to me, and to surround myself with my family and my loved ones, and to be able to be happy all the time. And even when something awful is happening, to take it as something neutral. That is the highest expression of myself, and I think is the highest vibration, expression of everyone on earth, that if we could get to it. So I asked him, what do you think is blocking you from, what's the next step for you? And he said to me, I keep giving to everybody else. I keep being there for everyone else, and because everyone wants me. And he's talking specifically about his business. He's like, everyone wants their hands on me. Everyone wants my expertise. They're buying me. And he says, I know intellectually that that's not true, and I need to get over that. But that's what blocks me from being able to be myself. And so the question I posed to him, which is me vibing high so I can help him vibe high, I had two answers, right? I could have said, well, yeah, because you're so good at what you do, everyone wants a piece of you, it makes sense, which would lower his vibration. I'm not helping him out. The elevating of the vibration is to get rid of the ego. So if I can say to him, you know what? At the end of the day, if you weren't around, they'd find someone else. That's the truth. And that's the truth for all of us. We're all replaceable. That's the ultimate spirituality, is to be able to get to the place where you know that at the end of the day, even though people would miss you and people would not, would absolutely have nostalgic thoughts towards you, and it would be crushing for you to leave your place of work, or to break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or to leave your marriage, or to travel, or God forbid to exit this earth, that people would replace you. Not replace you as a person, but they would move on, and I hope you would want them to, because you'd want them to be happy. So when you start to be in that spiritual place and to vibe and to have the vibration where you understand that you are everything and nothing all at the same time, it really starts to make you goddamn happy, because you realize, holy shit, you know, people keep saying they want me, but maybe they just want my direction. They say that they want me, but maybe they want me in a different way than what I think they want me to be. You know, do I have to do everything for everyone? Not necessarily. What if I see the good in others and I can help train them to be able to, you know, so I can trust them to the point where I think that they could do a great job for this client as much as I could. And so in giving that knowledge, that's something that I've been working on for the past couple of years, to my client, I was able to help him work through and see the possibility, because it's very depressing to think that I'm stuck, right? To think, you know, well, my clients just want me and my staff just want me, everyone wants me, but I'm stuck. I can't get well because I need to show up to work every day and work my ass off because I asked to be an entrepreneur, because I asked to be a business person, because I asked to be in this position, I asked to have 4 kids, I asked to have this crazy life. So that's very trapping. And so if you don't have a solution for that, if there is no solution for that, then there will be always something blocking his wellness, always something blocking him from being the highest expression of what he can be, which is well. He deserves to be spiritually, emotionally, mentally well, elevated in terms of the energy that he gives off, or his, as I'm calling it, vibration. So I just posed the question to him. I said, is it possible for both? Is it just possible? Maybe not right now for you in your mind, but is it possible on earth? Is there somebody who is very important, who's fantastic at what they do, who is recognized for that, and simultaneously is well and happy and eats good food and is going to the farmer's market and has wonderful relationships with their family and friends, have time for themselves to be able to reflect and to read and to go and travel and vacation? Is it possible to have this beautiful synergy or harmony between work life and your wellness? Is it possible to make it more of a priority for you? And he thought about it, which is part of the reflection process, right? And he said, yeah, I think it's possible. I just don't know how to yet. And I was like screaming, so excited, because that's all it takes, guys, is for you to think, is it possible? Because there's so many things in our life where we feel so stuck with. We feel out of control. We think, I can't do anything until I get an answer from this person. Or I can't change anything until, something outside of my control, is brought to me, or I'm stuck. And so what I would pose to you to elevate your vibration a little bit is to pose the question, but is it possible? Is it possible you don't need to hear from that person to make a choice? Is it possible that you do control more than you think? Is it possible that the way things are right now is more of your choice than a fact? And so that's what it means to vibe high. And I think as personal trainers and nutritionists and naturopaths and anyone who deals with the public, I think it is our duty to make sure that our energy, what we bring to the table and our vibration, is as elevated as we can make it. And I think we should be always working on that to be able to be pure as we can and to be around others and to be able to help them. I think when we hear the excuses of our clients, which happens a lot, and of course that's the student-teacher relationship, right? The student says, help me with this, I'm blocked, there's an obstacle, please help, I don't see a way out, what can I do? And if the teacher were to say, you're right, I deal with the same thing, I don't have an answer for you, everyone's vibration stays low. And I think it's our job to, as a whole, not just our job. Hi, puppy. Do you want to say hi? Ooh, hello. Hey, baby. Oh, it's a nice one. Hi. Hello. Hi. I met Luna. Luna's beautiful. Oh, yeah. Loves the grass. Here, I'm going to show you this pup. Oh, yeah.
Self massage.
Talk about vibing high. Pets.
Take care.
Thanks. Yeah. So, yes, that's all I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about. So, it's just that vibing high. And if we can make a commitment to to elevating ourselves, and you could see it as being the bigger person. We know that tagline well. How do we be the bigger person in our life? And how do we rise above the noise? How do we not give in to the tantrum? How do we respond and not react? How do we, see the truth that things are not against us? People are not against us. No one has an agenda to bring us down. We are the only ones that can bring ourselves down. And I think culturally, in our work environment and around our friends and family, I think culture is everything. And one of our behavior tenets being I vibe high, it really changes the culture and the dynamic of the environment that we have. And I think it always gives us a marker of whether or not we're being successful or not. You can feel it when you enter a space. You can feel it when you're around people. And it really does. It comes into play when it comes into performance reviews. And it's kind of nice to think that what we value is someone bringing their vibration up. Like, it's not, all these markers of success for typical performance reviews. It's like, how much did you produce? And what are your metrics? And of course, those are important, but aren't they the same thing? Aren't people going to perform better if their vibration is higher, if they feel better, if their wellness is a priority, if, they're challenging themselves to be more mindful and working through their life issues in a more productive way, in a way that releases them and frees them up? How you go about this is of course, there's tons and tons of resources on how to do it, but I think the practice of it is very important. So anyways, just wanted to leave that with you guys this morning or this afternoon, especially on a Monday. It can be difficult to vibe high on a Monday sometimes because we feel like we have so much to do and we're under the pressure cooker of the week, but you always have a choice. It's up to you. So I wish you well in that. And if you have any questions about this, please let me know. And I would love to chat with you further about it. So make sure you're vibing high today, guys. And I know you can do it. I know you can change the way you're viewing the obstacles in your life today. Elevate yourself above the tantrum, above the tornado, above the noise. And I know you're going to get perspective and be able to work on issues in a more productive way that brings you happiness. So take care, and I'll see you soon.